This is the Moraine Valley Library Podcast. This is Troy,
I'm Tish.
And I'm Joe.
and we have a special treat today. We're here to talk with Jose Angel N., who is our one book author. This is actually the first time we've had the opportunity to interview one of our authors for our One Book, One College program before the year has started. So, welcome, Jose.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
We are excited because Jose is one of our former students and has written a book, and we're using that for our upcoming program, and we're going to use it to highlight a whole range of topics. So we've sent some questions to Jose, and we're going to just kind of give an overview and get into the book a little bit. So let me start and just ask, why did you write the book?
Yeah, well, one of the reasons why I decided to write this book was because I knew that I've been doing a lot of reading and undocumented immigration, and what I noticed is that it was mainly coming from two different sources. It was coming from academia and from the news, from newspapers and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought there was the personal element was missing. That there wasn't a personal story, somebody who can tell their own story in their own words, not through somebody else. So I thought it was important to for people to be able to hear it firsthand from a person who's going through the experience.
And who do you think you would like to read this book? Who's your audience?
Well, my audience are people who are misinformed about people like myself who are undocumented, the reasons why we leave our home countries and why we stay. I think right now what's going on with Donald Trump really gives you an idea of the kind of misconception people have about undocumented immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
I think his ratings have soared after he made those comments about Mexican undocumented immigrants being criminals and rapists and whatnot, because he's tapping into this kind of resentment that there is from some people. Believe that we're here to take jobs and to get welfare and whatnot, which is totally false. I mean, you ask most of the people, and you'll see that most undocumented people are here to work, and we do jobs that other people won't do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like your story, and I think it's super personal, and I think that's going to make it easy for our students to really engage with. So one of the questions we had was, if you look back at your own education, what would you do differently? Or what advice would you give to students who might be undocumented like yourself, who are starting at Moraine or starting at a four-year college? What steps would you take?
Right. So my experience is kind of unusual. And it is unusual for different reasons. One of them is because I left my formal education when I was about 13 years old, and I didn't start again until I went to Moraine. And I was about 28 at the time. And looking back at my education, and you will see this in my book, that sometimes I'm struggling with trying to fit in and to understand what my place is in with my education and in society. And there's a lot of struggle. But I think that in the end, I won't do anything differently at all, because what my years in Moraine revealed to me was that I could pursue a passion that I had and that I didn't know about until I found it at Moraine, and which is reading. I came across books in Moraine Valley. That's when I started seriously becoming a serious reader, and I wouldn't change it at all. So if I were to give advice to any students, is to really pursue their passions, to really follow up on what they want to do, because it's really worth it. I mean, this is coming from a person who was not able to start college until almost 30 years old, and who has been able to pursue his dreams of writing a book.
That's great, thank you.
Hello, and this is Joe. I want to ask, hello. Since the book has been published, what kind of reactions has it created?
Well, it's been creating different reactions. I mean, I've been touring a lot, and it probably is on its fourth or fifth reprint by now. So it's doing well, and it's been read in most of the universities here in Chicago, including Northwestern, UIC, DePaul, and many others. So it's doing well, and it's surprising when I go to campuses and give ratings or talks to see how young people are identifying with it. I was not thinking about this particular population when I first wrote the book, but what I'm hearing is that the story that they're listening to or they're reading in my book is like that of their own parents. This is what they tell me, and I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking more that I wanted to start a dialogue with people who were misinformed about our reasons for coming, and I wanted to be able to explain it from a very personal perspective. I knew where I was coming from, and I assumed there were many people like myself. I just didn't think I would be speaking to their children. I will not think that it will reach them in such a powerful way. And I think that is one of the things that was unexpected, but it's been read quite widely in Chicago, at least.
Oh, congratulations!
Thank you.
What misconceptions do you hear people when people talk about undocumented immigrants? And I'm sure you could probably talk about this for about an hour or two or three, but just briefly.
Right. Well, there are many, right? Like you say, I could go on and on about it. And one of the main misconceptions is that people think that this is a decision that we make lightly, that we just pick up one day and leave without giving it any thought or following the procedure. Why didn't you stand in line and wait for your visa? The thing that people don't understand is that there's no such line. Such line does not exist. Unless, if you come from a different country, if you come from Europe, you don't have to apply for a visa. If you come from Mexico, you have to have properties, bank accounts, you have to have a stable and well-paying job, family ties. In other words, you have to prove that you are middle class. And if you're middle class anywhere in the world, why would you want to leave? I don't think anybody will want to raise life on limb or leaving their family and friends behind, just to venture into something that's very uncertain. So that is one of the misconceptions. There is no way of doing it, and I'll tell you what. My grandmother and my mother tried to come and visit, and they were denied a visa, both of them. It's not that they were going to come here and stay here for good and get jobs. They wanted to come and see me after almost 20 years, and their visas were denied. So that is the kind of obstacle that we face, and the misconception people have that we just don't want to apply. I mean, in my own case with my family, I have a daughter who's gonna turn 4 next month, and she's been to Mexico twice with my wife. I haven't. So they've only been there twice in the last 2 years because I haven't been able to go, and that's how they have met my mother and my family, because I can't go and they can't come. So it's like catch-22, when you're in a situation like this. And it all started after 9/11. I can go on and on about this, but that's the kind of misconception that people have. Why don't you just become legal? I mean, there's no way to become legal. Right now, I just read that President Obama's executive action is going to be reviewed on Sunday, not Sunday, on Friday. He's going to have a hearing on Kin. to see if it's approved or not after it was blocked by 26 states. So they're gonna have some hearings, but this is just gonna benefit a number of people, not a limited number of people. People
Correct.
who are either parents or of American citizens or parents of legal residents, not the other 9 million people or so. But it's not. There's not a simple answer. I mean, there was a simple answer, and it was to pass a bill in the House, but again, it was blocked in 2007, and this last time, John Boehner didn't even bring it up to a vote after it was approved in the Senate. So, I mean, this is a very complicated issue that has a simple solution, but there is no political will to move it forward.
Well, we want to thank you, first off, for your great work and your personal story. And we also want to thank you for, in advance for coming to campus this fall. We're really looking forward to it, and I know many of our faculty and students will be there to be part of this conversation. So I don't know if you have any further closing thoughts you want to share with us, Jose?
No, not really. Only that I am really looking forward to going back to Moraine, because I mean, being at Moraine really truly changed my life. It was the beginning of a big journey for me, and I'm really looking forward to going back and sharing this with you. And yeah, having a good time.
Thank you for your time today, and we look forward to seeing you